my government will sell you a pack of cigarettes that puts cancer in your body, and it's known to just kill everyone. We'll sell that to you, but we're not going to sell you what can heal you. We're not going to sell you what can run your car, make your clothes. Really? We're paying to kill ourselves when we're buying cigarettes. I smoke. Really, I do. But my issue is, I can go in the store and get a pack of cigarettes, and I'm not in trouble. But I'm dying. But it's killing me. And marijuana, it heals people. It kills cancer. It calms people. I know people who, they take Prozac, and then they go to sleep. Not that anything's wrong with any of that, but it isn't natural. God gave us marijuana. He wants us to use it to make people better, to make things cheaper. Getting in trouble for having pot is like, oh, we'll feed you all the alcohol you want. You can get as drunk as you want, kill as many people as you want. But I've never really seen a person get really so stoned that they head on somebody. Have you? I mean, it's sickening. It's sickening. We'll give it to you. We'll give it to you in this dose and this dose. You can have it all you want. But because we don't want to give you marijuana, we're going to make it illegal. It's the best thing ever. Besides God. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. It's time to introduce Carl Olson. Some of you may be familiar with him. He's been well in the fight here.
Carl Olson, and I live here in Des Moines. And I've been attending these things for about 20 years. So I'm an active Democrat, and I've been on the county, district, and state platform committees for the last 15 years. 16, this is going on 16. And we've had medical marijuana in our county, district, and state platforms for the last 16 years, the whole time that I've been in there. So when you meet an Iowa Democrat, if you have a copy of their platform, it would be a good idea to just put it in front of them and say, what happened to this issue? It seems to be a persistent issue that Democrats need to be supporting. So anyway, this year in our county platform, the Polk County platform here, which is the biggest Democratic party in Iowa, we have support for industrial hemp in the agriculture section. We have repealing the criminal prohibition of marijuana in the government and law section. And legalizing medical marijuana in the health and human services section. So I also went on, and I was also appointed by the Polk County Central Committee Chair as the Secretary of the Convention. So I was there when the votes were taken, and that's how I participated at that level. Then I went on to the district, the 3rd Congressional District Platform Committee, which is the new 3rd District here that Leonard Boswell represents. And in our district platform, well, first of all, the first thing I did was got all the 16 county platforms to start putting them together to make the district platform. And this one platform really caught my attention. It's Montgomery County. And they had one plank in their platform. And it says, it's under agriculture and environment, and it says, because hemp is a fiber crop and should be grown in the USA, not imported from Canada. It has many qualities that make it a valuable crop, few if any pests, shades out weeds, needs very little fertilizer. Cotton is hard on the soil. It needs lots of pesticides. We can do better. Hemp oil has many good qualities as well. Because hemp has little THC, it can be grown for fiber and oil. Hemp is good for the soil and would add one more crop to our farmers for their use in rotation. Be it resolved, hemp growth should be permitted in the United States. That's the whole platform. Montgomery County. So anyway, the district level, we had our convention April 28th, and in the agriculture section we have industrial hemp. In the government and law section we have legalization of marijuana. In the health and human services section we have legalizing medical marijuana. I was appointed by the chair of the 3rd District Central Committee to be the secretary of the district convention. So that's what an activist, a marijuana legalization activist, can do if you spend your time and dedicate your time to it. I'm not saying that that's everything that needs to be done, because we still have problems with Democrats supporting this stuff. If you've been following the votes in Congress in the United States, you'll know that 5 years in a row, Congress voted on states' rights for medical marijuana. 65% of Democrats supported that, 10% of Republicans, including Ron Paul. So when you add those numbers up, the Republicans and the third of the Democrats that didn't support it made it a majority, and it lost. 65% of Democrats support states' rights on medical marijuana laws, and 10% of Republicans. So the end result, and now I'm on the state platform committee, and so I've assembled the 4 district platforms from the 4 congressional districts in Iowa, and 3 out of 4 support legalization of marijuana.
Yeah!
3 out of 4. Okay. 3 out of 4 congressional district platforms support legalization of medical marijuana.
Yeah.
3 out of 4.
Yeah!
Woo! And when you add that up, that's all 4 platforms either have legalization of marijuana or medical marijuana. There isn't one that doesn't have at least one of those issues, and 3 of them have both.
Why isn't it done?
I'm going to get to that. I knew you'd ask. So, and 3 out of 4 have hemp, industrial hemp. So, getting to the question asked, why haven't we seen anything? In 2011, Senator Joe Bolcom from Iowa City and Senator Jack Hatch from here in Des Moines introduced a bill to legalize marijuana for medical use in the state of Iowa. It was passed by a subcommittee. There were 3 people on the subcommittee, and Senator Bolcom and Senator Hatch were 2. So obviously the Republican lost, and it passed out of subcommittee. Well, it never went to the full committee, Health and Human Services, who's chaired by Senator Amanda Reagan from Mason City, and I think her career is in substance abuse counseling. And so I think there's kind of a conflict of interest there. I mean, we provide jobs for the law enforcement, for the jailers, and for the judges and the prosecutors, so we're good for business here in Iowa by being the commodity which they buy and sell and trade openly. So anyway, that just makes me wonder about the integrity of the substance abuse treatment people in the law enforcement community. Yeah. Where are they going to get a job if that job goes away? What are they qualified to do? So the other bill that was introduced in 2011 was in the House Committee on Public Safety. And this was a bill by the Governor's Office of Drug Control Policy, which is over there in that building with the yellow windows, with the reflective windows, which you can see the Capitol building in the reflection distorted like somebody was on some heavy drugs.
When's what? The election.
And they introduced the bill. Well, first of all, the Office of Drug Control Policy didn't go to the Pharmacy Board hearings.
No, I don't
The Pharmacy Board held hearings in 2009 on legalizing marijuana for medical use, and the Office of Drug Control Policy didn't show up. And then the Board of Pharmacy voted unanimously in favor of medical marijuana. And so these guys drew up a bill opposing it and filed it in the Iowa House and got it filed in the House Committee on Public Safety, which is law enforcement. And the chairman of that committee put his own name on the bill as the sponsor, Clell Bodler, Representative Clell Bodler.
Both of them are rats.
And that bill was voted on finally this year. Last year it didn't go anywhere. It got voted on by committee. And we had 5 Democrats who voted against it. And this bill just said, in case marijuana might ever become legal for medical use, we oppose that. It didn't do anything. It was just like a statement, like, we don't want medical marijuana.
That ain't right.
We don't have medical marijuana, so it was like a bill that does absolutely nothing. It was just an evil waste of time. So when that bill came up for a vote, 5 Democrats voted against it. All the other Democrats and Republicans voted for it. And I would like to read the list of names that voted on our side. Representative Aiko Abdul Samad from Des Moines.
Yeah!
Representative Deborah Berry from Waterloo, Iowa. Representative Ruth Ann Gaines from Des Moines, Iowa.
Yeah!
Representative Rick Olson from Des Moines, Iowa.
You might like that.
Representative Mary Wolf from Clinton, Iowa.
Yeah!
Now, if you look at that, that's pretty heavy Polk County.
Yes, it is.
And Polk County's the biggest, and we've got these issues in our platform. And I live in Polk County, and I'm very vocal. I don't let anybody go to a convention without hearing about marijuana.
Right on.
And then this year in the House, Representative Bruce Hunter filed a bill that would legalize marijuana, just like the one that Senators Bolcom and Hatch filed in the Senate.
Good.
And that bill was referred to the Committee on Public Safety.
Bye.
Cops. Yeah, the bill on medical marijuana went to the Committee on Cops in the House, chaired by Clell Bodler.
Bye.
Because Paulson, the guy that decides where the bills go, thought that was the appropriate place to put this bill.
We need to fire him.
Yeah, in the Senate, the Democrats put it in the Committee on Health and Human Services. In the House, the Republicans put it in the Committee on Public Safety, Law Enforcement.
So they could kill it.
Now, another thing, this agency over here, the Office of Drug Control Policy, they don't have any administrative rules. You can't file a petition with them to ask them to change a rule or make a rule or nothing. They're not accountable to the public in any way.
That's
if
not
you file
right.
a complaint with the Ombudsman will tell you they don't have any authority over that office.
That's wrong. I tried
You know
that.
who the people are that sit on the executive committee of that thing? Cops and substance abuse professionals. Now these guys are supposed to, substance abuse is the unauthorized use of a legal drug, like morphine. Morphine's legal if you have a prescription for it. If it's authorized by law, it's not drug abuse. These guys, enforcement in substance abuse, they deal with the unauthorized use of substances. So these guys have this vested interest in continuing to buy and sell us as a commodity that they didn't bother to go to the Board of Pharmacy hearings, but they come in completely unanswerable to the public and start lobbying to get this bill passed that fortunately died. It was passed by the Public Safety Committee and then it just died. It's gone. It's not going anywhere. But a couple of other things that happened this year is that the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, Eugene Frazee from Fort Madison, said he was going to introduce it. When he was asked about all this, he said, I'm going to introduce a bill to legalize marijuana. That made news coast to coast. He never did that, but that was his way of saying, screw you to the people that were asking him if he was going to put a stop to this. And when I talked to the Senate Majority Leader, Mike Gronstal, what he told me was that medical marijuana is going to happen because President Obama supports it. And I didn't know what to say because I wasn't expecting that kind of a positive response. I just said thank you. But anyway, I don't see nothing coming from Republicans. Where's these Ron Paul Republicans in the legislature? They haven't been able to get, I appreciate what Ron Paul has to say, but if he can't get any support, real action on the ground, I've got votes from Democrats all over the place here.
Yeah!
And I know I'm in the right party. I mean, that's where I want to stay because I'm making progress there. So thanks for listening and have a good day.
Thanks, Carl!
All right, I want to really thank Carl Wilson for coming out, sharing everything that he's been busy with in the last year and telling you what's going on up at the Hill. Because, those lawmakers, they got their head up their ass.
Yeah!
That ain't no joke. And it's just like, he brings up Bodler, it's like, man, like that dude's the biggest reefer sad Iowan there ever was. But here, next person I want to introduce is a gentleman, he's a cancer survivor. He's been battling chemotherapy and things. Bobby McGee, I met him a couple years ago at the rally here. He's a very